sound of my alarm clock when it goes off, but luckily not every day. So welcome to this week's inner gardening workshop on time. And I felt really drawn to this topic of time because it feels very close to what we've experienced over the last weeks and months. And I think for some people, the sudden abundance of time was really overwhelming. And perhaps for others, there was suddenly even less time than before because of additional pressures. And again, perhaps for others, it was a chance finally to find my own time, to live more by my own flow and by my own rhythms. I think one thing that we have all shared is the experience of the falling away of the structures that frame our day-to-day life, such as regular appointments and commitments, maybe the normal school day or work day, but also the social and cultural activities and events that also belong to our experience of the season and of this time of year. So with all that, there came a degree of perhaps feeling a bit lost and a sense of free fall all of a sudden. And at the same time came the freedom and the possibility to really structure my own time. And looking deeper into this whole topic of time, I realized how much I take time for granted on a daily basis. And I really loved reading up about the history of time and the arrival of clocks and the battles that went with fighting over calendars and agreeing time zones. In ancient times, time was much softer in a way, and people lived much more by the rhythms and cycles of the sun and of nature and the seasons, and by their own bodily rhythms and their own body clock. And today we've largely separated ourselves from these natural rhythms, and we have a very sophisticated and electronic, globally agreed time system. And time is measured in a way that not a second is missed. But time is not only about duration. There is something, there's a feeling quality to time as well. And for example, a minute watching a stopwatch feels very different than a minute on the grandfather clock or the flick of the minute on my computer. So we experience the duration of time very differently depending on the circumstances. So 15 minutes at the dentist's seems a lot longer than 15 minutes chatting to a good friend. In our very sophisticated and accurate measuring of time, we're largely focused on linear time. And with that come deadlines and a certain amount of time pressure to achieve tasks within a given time span. And interestingly, the Greeks, they had two words for time. So this linear chronological time, which brings a certain order and sequence to time, was called chronos time. But they had another word for time, which was called Kairos time. And Kairos is a word that means it's the right time for action. With Kairos time, there comes a sense that something is opening in this linear time and brings a sense of opportunity that is beyond the normal time in a way. So it's a suitable time, it's the right time for action. And it's a non-linear, more of a qualitative experience of time. And I think the expression seize the day is very much Kairos time as well. Now in our inner garden, we are very much interested in how do I measure the quality of time. And so the questions that come with that are, what is it that gives time quality? What does it depend on if time has quality or not? And thinking about it, I can say that when I have had quality time somewhere or with someone, I always feel enriched by the experience. I feel that I have gone beyond the surface of life somehow, and I've connected to something or with someone, and as a result I've become stronger in myself. And quite often quality time means that I'm not rushing, I'm not preoccupied with either the past or the future, but I'm really present. I feel connected to the place or the person that I'm with. And I think I also feel a sense of appreciation for the situation. Speaking of quality time, I'd like to bring in another kind of clock, and that is the Dandelion clock. And the Dandelion clock is a favorite with children who love to tell the time by it. And the Dandelion clock invites me to laugh and to play and to really free myself from linear time. And the garden, my inner garden, it does need tending and working in, but it's also a place for fun and for laughter. And both time and humor, they are the greatest healers. Time really is a gift. Time is a mystery. My life is a vessel of time that is given to me at birth. And my heart is like my inner clock that ticks away, maintaining my gift of life until I'm called back one day. And we use the word to spend time the same as we say we spend money. We speak of wasting time as well as wasting money, which hints at the association of time and wealth. So we as humans, we are the only species who is aware that we have a lifespan. And when I consciously embrace this reality, I think the experience of the preciousness of time and the preciousness of my life is really enhanced. And all our days are literally numbered. So I try not to let the time just gallop away with me wherever it wants, but I take the reins. And I take the reins by infusing my time, by infusing my life with my choices that make for rich inner and outer experiences, even when my life is challenging me. So as for the practice, now how can I bring more quality time into my life? So a guiding principle here is, and I think this is really fundamental, that feelings and thoughts are for the soul what food is for the body. So we want quality food on all the levels. And I feel for me quality of life is all about connection. And practicing this principle will improve all my connections with everything, with myself, with others, with my situation. And as always, it's a good start to start with myself always. So the first practice I would invite you to try is polishing my senses. So my senses are my window to the world. And I begin to polish my windows when I observe and perceive without judgment. Judgment clouds the glass and I can't really see fully what is there. I limit myself. So maybe starting by listening to bird song in your garden, listening more to the quality of the sound, the kind of notes and the rhythm, perhaps of the pigeon song. Just feel inside the sound and holding back your judgment, whether you like the sound or not. So as a practice, this can really be applied to any situation. And the second practice, start by cultivating some quality time for yourself, and maybe first reflecting on what quality time means for you. So this practice involves more of an inner listening and an honoring and appreciation of yourself and what you need. So carving out a bit of time for yourself and enhancing this time with a nurturing activity, with quality food. The third one is practicing patience. So when I'm impatient, I bring a real stress factor into my experience of time, because I think that things should be different. They should be different from what they are right now, and maybe I think I should be further ahead already. But patience is an active waiting, and it's the ability to accept the moment without pushing in any direction, and holding a space and trusting that there is wisdom in the timing of things. So perhaps a short mantra like, I hold myself in active stillness, trusting in the wisdom of time. And of course, last but not least, find ways to bring fun and laughter into your day. Watch Mr. Bean or find some jokes, and bring that lightness of soul into your inner garden. And it looks like our time is running out. And thank you for sharing this time with me, and I shall see you next time. Take good care of this day, for it is your life, the life of all life. In its short sequence lies all its reality and truth of existence, the joy of growth, the wonder of strength and power. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow only a vision. This today, however, lived rightly, makes every yesterday a dream of joy, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Therefore, take good care of this day,